As it is written, the kingdom is within us. Come together and discuss the issues within the kingdom. Speak your peace. Speak the truth. For the kingdom is at hand. Kingdom Conversations.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings to the whole house, to the northern and the southern kingdom, to the dispersed. You know what they call y'all now, right? The Kingdom of the Israelites, led by the one and only Mashiach. Peace and blessings, fam. I know it's been a minute. How y'all doing? Hope all is well with you. Hope you are well. Kadar, I dropped the link in the chat so you could go hit that. The Father surnamed you. He chose you, surnamed you, but he talked to your ancestors. What did he say? Brother C, how you know he talked to the ancestors? Because Exodus 3:15 says he did. We're going to start right off the top. We're going to look at what he said in Exodus. I always quote this, paraphrase, quote this. Well, we're going to go straight to the source. We're going to get it. And we're going to say it exactly as it is written. As soon as I find it, I'm going to put it up for the fam. Right? So there we go. We're going to start off the rip with Exodus 3:15. So this is the proof how he was speaking to your ancestors as he was speaking to Moses. Exodus 3:15. And our father said, moreover, unto our ancestor Moses, the one he gave the 10 to, Moses got upset, smashed him up, broke him up. He didn't know he was breaking up Mashiach, but that's a whole different conversation. How he smashed up Mashiach, father gave him to him again, first fruits, gave it back to him. And he says, thus wise, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Yasharah, the Elohim of your father, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob. So he done went down from the front end to the back end of your ancestors. But look at what he says to them. Hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever. And this is my memorial unto not one generation, not 3 generations, not 10, but this is my memorial unto all generations. So the father was speaking to not only the folks that was there, he was speaking to the folks that passed before. He was speaking to Moses then, and then he was also speaking when it say all generations. Guess who he's talking about? Israel. He's talking about you, the kingdom of the Israelites. That's who he's talking to. He said all generations. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father. All praise due to you, Father. We thank you once again for another KC. We also thank you for bringing your family, your chosen people together so that we can fellowship with them and so that they can edify us and that we can edify them, because it's a conversation. It's not a one-way transmission where your brother C is Mr. Know-It-All and nothing goofy like that, because the brother C will tell you all the time that he's still learning, which is a beautiful thing. He's an old dog, but don't believe the lie. You can't teach an old dog a new trick. That's a lie that the heathen done told, so they can put in your mind, okay, when I get to be a certain age, I'm gonna stop learning. No, well, I'm gonna keep learning until the Father say stop. And he haven't said stop yet, so we don't keep going. So, Father, we lift you up. We thank you. We thank you for sending first fruits, your only begotten, the one and only Mashiach, who walked on this earth, died for the Israelites, rose for the Israelites, seated at the right hand, talking to you about the Israelites. We thank you for doing that. We thank him for sending the Ruach so that we may be able to open this book and decode it this day, 2022, with all this fantastic stuff that's going on all over the earth. You guys imagine, you guys should be excited when you wake up. I am, because what happens with me is I'm looking to see where the next calamity is going to be. But at the same time, I'm looking where the greatness of Israel going to be shown. See, it's like a paradox. You're looking for the destruction of your enemies, the Psalms 83, and this whole wicked system of racism, white supremacy. You're looking for that to be destroyed. But then at the same time, you're looking for yourself to become the head by doing something great, right? So, Father, we thank you. We praise you and we lift you up. Salute to the brothers on the chat, the brothers that's coming in, the brothers that's here. Brother E, how you doing, brother? Peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well. How are you?
Shalom, shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Heavenly Father, His Son, and the Holy Spirit, the great Elohim. Shalom to you, Brother Cleo. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Hope all is well with everybody. Look forward to the fellowship. It's been a while, but let's get it.
Yes, sir. It has been a while, and I'm gonna be honest with the family. There's a couple of dynamics going on with me. One is, and I'm gonna be straight with y'all, is just being tired and lazy after you put on 8, 9, 10 hours of working on the good slave ship for somebody else, and when you get home, it's like, dang man, I it's hard, man. Am I gonna do KC? Am I not gonna do KC? Waffling back and forth. And sometimes your brother need to recharge his battery. I'm an old head, and two things. I'm an old head, I need to get saved, but there's no excuse for laziness and being tired. But that's really the reality of it. That and the fact that I'll blame a little bit on the fact that I'm still going strong on the IPs that I'm working on. And I said IPs, really my laser guy to focus on one, but it's a major task. And we got a lot of help. We got help and we got help coming in, but if the Father give you something, to do, you cannot take that something to do and pass it off to another brother or sister and expect it to get done the way that he gave you the vision. So if he give you something, you have to put your hand to the plow and you have to do it. It can't be anybody else, to whereas you say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably fund this, but you guys go ahead and rock out and do it, and then we'll look for the results. No, you cannot do that. If the Father gave you a vision, if he gave you the Spirit to do something, then it's incumbent upon you to do that thing which he gave you, even if it means you doing all the work, just like the little red hen. Little red hen had to do all the work. Then when people coming around looking, saying, "Hey, little red hen say, did you help me pick the wheat?" Little red hen also said, "Did you help me bake the wheat?" And the little red hen also said, "Well, then if you didn't do none of that, then you can't help me eat the wheat. Then I'm gonna save this with my children. We gonna eat this good bread." And so same thing applies here. But the beautiful thing is that when we bake wheat, we're looking to share the wheat with the kingdom of the Israelites, right? That should be our focus. That should be one of our focus, is that anything that we build is going to be to go to building the kingdom, right? All our talents that the Father gave us, do you think that he gave it to you for you, or did he give it to you so that you can build? Everybody in the chat, everybody that visits Salt of the Earth, the brothers on the panel are multifaceted and multi-talented. Because how do you know that, brother? See, well, first of all, I look at our ancestors in the book. They were multi-talented. I look at how everybody makes money now. Everybody makes money off the Kingdom of the Israelites and their great ideas and their great inventions, and then they go and make merchandise out of you and get rich. I mean, the whole music industry, you invented the whole music, every musical genre. Who control what we used to call the rap game? Now they done transformed it and calling it hip hop. Who created that? How many multi-billions of dollars a year come through on just hip hop alone, and who's making the money? I never listened to Eminem. Never have. Had no reason to. Eminem couldn't tell me nothing that I would want to hear ever in his life. I don't care if he's from the D. And I love, shout out to my brothers from the D. Love y'all. Matter of fact, shout out to all my brothers all over the snakes. The contiguous 48 and the ones that stuck on the outside. To all the dispersed. Shout out to all of y'all. My brothers in St. Louis, my brothers in Philly, my brothers in Newark, New Jersey, my brothers in New York City, my brothers in the Chi, my brothers in the A, my brothers in the D, my brothers in LA, my brothers in the Bay Area, San Francisco, my brothers in Phoenix, my brothers in the Natty, my brothers in Bama, Mississippi, my people everywhere. It's time for us to start loving each other, and then it's time for us to start closing ranks. Yep, is he gonna be mad today? I might get mad today because I ain't been with y'all in a minute. So y'all be okay if I yell at somebody tonight, right? Y'all be okay. You say that's just brother C being he an old head, he that old man that always telling people to get off his lawn. That's brother C right? So fam, it's good to see y'all after a 2-week hiatus. This would have been week number 3, and I'm gonna say this: I almost didn't come on, but I kind of got stirred by my wife. And I'm not gonna lie, my brother Kadar, he and I had a conversation today, and I got stirred by my brother Kadar. So shout out to you, Kadar. The link is in the chat. If you want to jump on, you know you are more than welcome. This is the house that the brothers built, and this is the house that the brothers and the sisters will continue to build. Right, brother Yash, how you doing, man? What's going on? Peace and blessings to you.
Shalom, 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 family. Shalom to the family in the chat. Uh, all praises to the Most High, man. I just got off the plantation not too long ago, but I am so grateful and excited to hear your voice and to see you uh, doing the work, brother.
Hey, I appreciate that coming from you. That means a lot. And reason why I say that is because and I say that all the time. The family, you guys are ultra important. You're ultra important to me, and the brothers on the panel and the brothers that we deal with on Salt of the Earth are ultra important. And make no mistake about it. Trust and believe this. We value you, and we do love and care about you. When I don't do a KC, I'm like, dang it, I let the fam down again. Brother Raphael Yosef, after I bring everybody in, then I'll bring you in also, bro. Appreciate you jumping on. So, like we normally do, I'm gonna go ahead and greet the family and say what's up to y'all. It's been a minute, so I'm gonna start from the top, like how I normally do, and work down. Y'all could have been anywhere, like I always say. Baseball's in full swing. Y'all should go take in a baseball game if you're not in fear, thinking some 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old heathen gonna try to gun you down. You could take in a baseball game, or you could be at a nice, fine restaurant. Some places probably close to 9 o'clock. They'll seat you and serve you. And knowing you ex-Israelites, ex-Christians, y'all gonna be having a good pork sandwich, probably a BLT, or you might be go fancy and get the white napkin and put it around your neck and go to town on some pork spare ribs, right? Or maybe just some pork loin. Y'all Negroes like to do pork loin, right? Anyway, y'all could have been doing that, and you decided to join Salt of the Earth and jump on with us, and I appreciate the fellowship. And as we normally do, we're going to start from the top down and greet the family. Darnell Blackshear, peace and blessings, brother. Hope all is well with you and that the Father is keeping and blessing you. My good brother Jason Camp 4, shalom, shalom to you, fam. Peace and blessings to you. And these brothers that come on are faithful brothers. And I see everybody on different channels and doing their thing. And that's a beautiful thing. And reason why it's a beautiful thing is because of this. You guys are gathering that good information, but Israelites is the only one that's got the real information for the whole earth. You can go to Israelite channels and not only can you get fed, but you could see the gaps in other brothers and see that, hey, you know what? The Father is dealing with the whole house. So you can't say that one channel that cornered the market on all the truth. You could get something here you're going to be able to run with and take it with you, put it in your pocket, put it in your portfolio. You're going to get something at some other channel because the Father is doing the work on the whole house. He didn't give one brother or two brothers the whole 9 yards and say, okay, go teach the family. This book say the dry bones, which means that there's more than one set of bones, right? He looked out and saying, what, how many? Somebody get that precept. It was an army that he saw, right? Father raising up the whole house. He's not raising up just your brother Cleo and a couple other Negroes. That's foolishness. It's a blessing to see you all. JPM, what's good, brother? Hope all is well. Isaiah 8:18, behold, I and the children whom our Elohim have given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, for the Elohim of hosts. Anytime you see that L word of hosts, that means somebody getting ready to get dealt with, which dwelleth in Mount Zion. All praises to the Father of hosts, who is fighting right now these heathens and everybody else on an invisible level, and they confounded. They don't know what's going on. The Father is getting busy in this hour. Y'all give the Father a hand clap. All praises to the Father. Yes, sir. Lift him up. You wake up every day and you see some calamity with the heathen. They on this Republican Democrat thing talking about Donald Trump. Man, nobody care about Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Both of them wicked as hell. You can arrest Donald Trump after you arrest Trump. Why don't you arrest Biden too? For all the wickedness he done did to the family. How many Negroes Joe Biden got locked up? Done destroyed families left and right. Huh? Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to get fired up off of no silly Joe Biden and no Trump. The Father got bigger fish to fry. He done carved up their whole political process. You got white evangelicals on one side, white evangelicals on another side, and they vexed. Michelle White, peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well with you today. Hope the Father is keeping you. Sharia, shalom, family. 2 more days of work, labor till the Shabbat. That's right. But be careful on wanting it to go so fast. It's an old head speaking, because the weekend will come, and here's why I say that. You'll get through the week, and then the weekend will be here. The week just went by so fast, and then the weekend will go fast. Then you get to Monday, then you're like, okay, let me hurry up, get through the week. And then that week is gone, and the weekend's here. Next thing you look up, a year done went done past. And then 2 years went done past, and 3. And then finally you look up, it's like, well, what happened to all that time? Because the Father done turned up. Put a 1 up if you believe that the Father done turned up the clock. And that's prophetic. Y'all go get that precept where he talks about time. Kadar Scales, peace and blessings, brother. I'll put the link in the chat. I'll drop it in again. Hopefully you join on, because I'll tell you what, if I hadn't talked to him, and if I hadn't had a conversation with my wife, we was trying to get home so that I could join on, I probably wouldn't have came on today. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Jacob Israel, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings. Sister Cindy Clark, shalom to you. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Jason Camphor, we got you. Shibriya, shalom, sis. Peace and blessings. Hope you're well. Hope the Father's keeping you, and hope those children are treating you well, and you still got some of your hair, and you ain't lost half your hair like your big bro C. Amiyah Yakida, peace and blessings, sis. Shalom. Hope all is well with you and your sister. Hope she's doing well. Haven't spoken to you all in a minute. Hopefully, if you guys want, you guys can jump on tonight too and speak your piece. Hope your sister is well. T. Adam, shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well with you today, and hope the Father is keeping you. Yeah, it has been a while. I've been absentee big bro for 2 weeks. I apologize for that. Hopefully I don't have to because like I said, it's out of being tired and really just being lazy because I have once I get to the crib, I have maybe a half hour depending on how late I go, and then I could jump in and go ahead and get busy with the family. Um Jacob Israel, to the 12 tribes scattered. Shalom. That's right, to the 12 tribes. 12 tribes, the people of the book, the people, not the Spaniards, not fake Issachar. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the people of the book that went through all of the captivities. If you ain't went through no captivity, don't come talking to me that you a person of the book, because I'm going to look at Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, and I'm going to weigh that in the balance. And if you don't meet that, go sit your monkey behind that. Book say book. I say like how OJ lawyer said, if it don't fit, you must quit. You must sit down and quit saying that foolishness that you the people of the book when you know you're not the people of the book. Anyway, I'm going to get off of that. Devor Cotton, peace and blessings to you. Shalom. Hope all is well with you. Let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling down until we get everybody. Brother Enoch, shalom. Brother, peace and blessings. Hope all is well with you. Hope you've been doing great. Mr. The Original School, peace and blessings. Greetings to you. Hope all is well with you. Got my brother Yash. Got him on deck. Peace and blessings, sister unorthodox daughter of Zion. You need to stop kicking up a fuss out there. I see you out there in them YouTube streets. Y'all need to stop, and all of y'all need to get saved. Point blank, period, because all of y'all be kicking up a fuss. I be seeing y'all. I don't say nothing half the time, but y'all be kicking up a fuss, be putting people in check with the book, be banging Christians over the head with the book, be banging the heathen in the face and over the head and decapitating their legs and their arms with the book. And y'all wrong for that, and y'all need to get saved. Raphael Yosef, hey, we're gonna bring you in a minute, bro, as soon as we finish checking everybody in. Patricia Thomas, peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well. Sonny Yacole, what's good, brother? Hope all is well with you. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. My brother say, cry aloud, spare not. Go get that precept and put it in there. Linda Stiggers, peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well. Now, if I mess your name up, sis, don't get mad. Kaya, daughter of Zion, shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Let's see here. Michael Yasharel, peace and blessings to you. See, the brother get tongue twisted. He get tongue twisted because he an old head. No, there's no excuse for that, brother. Learn how to read. Reading is fundamental. Sister Cindy Clark, peace and blessings to you again, sis. My brother Rio Morgan, good to see you, brother. Peace and blessings to you. My brother Jabroni, hey, brother, how you doing? Yes, sir. All praises to the man upstairs for giving these heathens the business. That's right. We look forward to it every day, to their calamities. Psalms, where we go? Psalms 109. Can we go there? We go there if y'all want to. We know what Psalms 109 is. There's Psalms 109, and is it Psalms 9 or Psalms 19? One of them is they precept right along with each other. Y'all can go get it. I'll go get it. We'll read a piece up. Psalms 109 all day, every day. Our ancestors was praying Psalms 109. You put a mic in front of anybody in this chat face, the first thing that you better say, if somebody did some heinous crime to you or your family, you better say, oh yeah, I'll pray for them, all right. I'll pray Psalms 109, that they and their whole family and that they ancestors, that their great-grandfather, that their great-grandmother, and that their children's children be destroyed. Yeah, he did say that. Yes, he did. Go get him, Father. Cut loose on him, Father. Blow him out the water. Yes, sir. We ain't on no heathen worship over here. We ain't on no heathen acceptance over here. If you want to accept a stranger, you be my guest. Have at it. Don't get me caught up involved in your foolishness. Because when that 16-year-old come looking for you and he got an AK-47, then what you gonna do? Deuteronomy 28:67 in the morning thou shalt say, with God at even were even, and at evening thou shalt say, with God at morning. You wishing you so perplexed and so turned over, you wishing that it be over with. You wishing that you saying if you in the evening or in the day or at night, it's all over. It's not good for me. Just let it be over with then. You got to go through all of this foolishness. All right, fam. I think we got everybody. I believe we got everybody. And you all know that there's a couple of things that we don't play around here. One of the main things is that we don't tolerate no disrespect to Israelites whatsoever. If you're a heathen, you can come in as long as you come in and you be respectful and you come in and sit down. How they say, get in and sit down, shut up and hold on when you get in somebody's car. If you do that, then you're more than welcome to stay. You can listen and you might learn something and you might not. But don't come in here, jump in there talking about, oh, y'all sound like the Pharisees. You're an idiot because you don't even know who the Pharisees were and what they were doing. So you need to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats in the back of the bus, right? Okay, so brother, you too mad now. You too angry. Wait a minute. We got another troublemaker here. This sister right here is a bona fide troublemaker. I'm not even Sister Coleman. Sister Coleman, have you paid your tithes? And then if you paid your tithes, Sister Coleman, are you really saved? You have to ask yourself, sister, because I'll be seeing you causing all kinds of ruckus and fuss in these other channels. You the sister. Come on, sister. Sister Coleman. I'm not even going to say your first name. Sister Coleman. Is you saved? And we got Yash got some holy water he could throw. Anyway, sis, you know I'm just messing with you. Anyway, let's get to the topic. So, you guys saw what today's topic was, and keep in mind that I've had this topic on deck for a few weeks. There's not going to be a PowerPoint, and guess what else? I'm not going to bring not now precept yet, right? I'm going to let y'all do all the heavy lifting. But today's, you saw the graphic on the screen. And right now throughout the earth, there's a spirit of let's spit on the so-called African Americans, right? There's a spirit of that. And not only is there a spirit of that, but it's a spirit that's traveling throughout the whole earth. And everybody's looking at the so-called African American and they're saying, hey, you know what? Let's spit on these guys and let's kick them in their tailbone and let's make them feel bad. Let's blame them for everything that ails America. No, not only America. Let's blame them for everything that ails Africa. No, let's not blame them for everything that ails Africa. Let's blame them for everything that's happening in China too. Oh yeah, what about what's happening in Russia and the Ukraine? Yeah, that's their fault. That's the African Americans' fault because of welfare. No, that's the African Americans' fault because of Chicago. No, that's really the African Americans' fault because of the crime rate. That's their fault. So we're going to blame the Ukrainians on them. China, Taiwan. Oh, yeah, that's definitely. China, Taiwan is definitely the African American fault. Definitely. You know why? Because they the ones over there got China mad at Taiwan because that's what African Americans do. How is it that you the face of monkeypox and you see the commercials, they always show some melanated person as the face for that, and you and supposedly you're not even getting hit with it. It's funny how they do that, right? They make you the face of everything evil, every chance they get. So what we're gonna do tonight, fam, is you saw the individual who was on there. It was a so-called color. I'll say an African for lack of a better term, because if you go on the YouTube streets and you go on the Twitter streets and the Gram streets, there's actually a civil, I wouldn't call it a civil war, I would call it a war between us and everybody. Now, you can reserve those precepts or you can bring them out. But what we're going to do is we're going to shed some light on some of that. And right now I have about 3 or 4 windows opened up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. But before I do that, I'm going to bring a brother in that jumped on, and he's going to be on here with us. My brother Raphael Yosef. Shalom, brother. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well with you. Greet the fam.
Shalom, family. Peace and blessings. Yeah, good to be here. I saw the topic too, and I got all kind of stuff I was thinking about. Stuff I think about all the time.
Okay.
Let's
We
see,
got a
ready. Let's
live
get it.
wire. We got a live wire. And bro, how we typically do is I'm sure you're familiar with it. You've been on here before. We'll typically watch a video or run through something. And then after we do that, we'll comment on it. If one of the brothers want me to stop, I'll stop. And then we can go ahead and dialogue there. My sister Maria Yakita, shalom, sis. Hope you have been well. Hope the family's been well. Your mom and your sister, your husband, your children, your children's children's children, and your great grandparents and your great great grandparents. Because if I know, like how I know your great great grandparents is somewhere kicking it, having a good time, having an excellent time, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna move off of that. And before I do anything, though, somebody was supposed to say, "Hey, brother C, you gotta play fair use." So I'm gonna go ahead and play fair use. See, I'm on top of y'all today. I'm on top of y'all today. So I'm gonna go ahead and run fair use right quick. Then we gonna get into it. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. And this is a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, fam. So what I'm going to start with is I've got a couple of Twitters we're going to hit right quick, and I'm going to share my screen and we're going to play them. And after we hit these Twitters, we're gonna have the brothers dialogue on what they hear and what they see. Right. So let me get situated here. Share. As a matter of fact, should I drop that up there? No, I'm gonna leave that. Share it this way. Share. Let's see. No, I don't want the entire screen. We go there and share. Okay, here. Can you guys see the screen? Hopefully you can. And I'm put it in this mode right here. Can you guys see the screen okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Let me know if you can hear it. I'm gonna press play. If you can't hear it, let me know, and then I'll do it a different way. All right.
No sound.
Yeah,
No sound.
Okay. Give me a minute. Let me stop sharing. Give me a minute. I figured it was gonna do that, but I was already prepared mentally. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that window. Give me a minute. We're gonna take that window. We're gonna drop it right there. We're gonna take this window and drop it right there. Then we're gonna take this window and move it right there. That's even better. Okay, so give me one more again second. Let me get it rewound back. Okay, let's go share screen. And we're going to share with audio that screen right there. Okay, fam, let me know if you can hear it once I press the play button.
So I've seen 2 videos by 2 mutuals who I will be tagging in.
It's real low.
At the videos I'm talking about, where
Yeah, I agree.
inevitable racist jokes
Okay, it's too low, you say? Probably because I need to turn it up right there. How about that? Brother C, come on, man. Get with it.
So I've seen two videos by two mutuals who I will be tagging in this so that you can go back and look at the videos I'm talking about, where the inevitable racist jokes about what happened in Buffalo have started to emerge. I cannot say that I'm disappointed because that is to be expected. However, what I am disappointed in is the amount of people of color who are adding on. In one video, it is mostly Hispanic, Spanish-speaking people laughing at the newscasts about the shooting in Buffalo. That is heartbreaking because it's to be expected by right-wingers. It is. Don't get me wrong. I know how that works. I know how that works. In my life, I have never made a mass shooting joke. I can tell you that. I can say that with honest assurity. I have never made a mass shooting joke. Now, have I talked about the fact that mass shooters are predominantly white? Yes. Have I talked about the fact that the victims of some of these or a majority of these mass shootings have also been white? Yes, I have said that. I called it white on white crime and I will refuse to apologize for it. But to see, especially on Facebook, which is a dumpster fire on a good day anyway, to see so many Spanish-speaking Hispanic people and people of color who are looking at newscasts from their little local stations about this massacre and seeing how many Hispanic and Spanish-speaking people are laughing at that shit is that's disappointing as fuck. Now, am I expecting it? Yeah. But I want those people who are. So I've seen.
We all right?
Yeah. Hey, let me say something real quick. Yeah.
We hear you, brother Yash. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, I was going to say the day after the Buffalo shooting, the Most High, they had that allowed that shooting over there in Texas at that school, which they still talking about, and it was predominantly Latino folks. And what I like to say is the Most High, he ain't playing. And I like the way he already knew beforehand how they was going to be cutting up and trying to gloat. See, they don't pick sides. Like brother Cleo say, we have no friends. You know. So, and when he did that, and people was acting all or feeling all as if like they attacked us, I immediately I put it something up there and I let them know, listen, the Most High, this is it. This is the Most High's judgment. He's even judging them. So he knows. He knows we can add whoever we want in our family, but the Most High knows who is his. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Also too, man, this is people in America are used to being desensitized to certain things. Like over time, if things start to happen fluently over time, we'll become desensitized to it. Start making jokes of it. That's just the nature of what people do in this society, in this nation. You know, mass shooting happens, one happens, okay, it's a sad event. Another one happens, people take it hard, take it tough, but if it keeps happening, then we get desensitized to it. And that's by conditioning. But that's, just a brief thought on it.
Also, we have, because somebody said Obama made, oh yeah, Sister Cindy said, and Shalom, Sister Cindy Clark, Obama made them white. And all this time, we've been the head of the struggles. And everything we gain, other groups join on with our gain. But when it's time for us and to do our to fight it, or in other words, we are expected to fight everyone else's battle, and that's what this is really about. Nobody comes to our side. They have the Congressional Black Caucus taking on who's fights for the gay agenda. Uh, they call it people of color. In other words, everybody except us. If you got a little bit of tint in you, but when it comes to these groups, they're willing to use our advances uh, to their benefit, and but they don't never come and fight for us. And if you say, well, what about George Floyd? That was the Most High turning these heathen against each other.
Yeah, Jeremiah 30 made that clear. There's none to plead your cause. There's no healing medicines.
Yeah, I didn't even realize about what the other brother was saying, and brother Yashadek, about the Hispanics making fun of the buffalo. I didn't know anything about that until just now. But it's funny too. A lot of these races that call themselves trying to identify with us, when they're down, when they get up, they turn us like everyone else. I remember back a year or so ago when the Asians were having their kind of uprising in America. They was getting pushed down the streets and stuff, and getting punched. So they figured they was black like us. But I remember when they had passed some kind of legislation in California, most of the speakers were speaking in a hip hop vernacular. They had like the clothes. They was like, "Yo, this kind of," They had all the all of our mannerisms and stuff, and they was talking about this their rights, and they're not going to stand for this and all that stuff. I'm just sitting there watching them, and I was like, this whole identity of this movement that you guys are doing is off us.
Hmm.
It's off us. Same thing Hispanics do. I remember back when Hispanics was almost trying to claim hip hop like it was a joint venture. And then now you got situations to where they're coming up above us. And yeah, I didn't even know about that, but that's just like the Most High, to work quick and effective. Mm-mm.
Hey, it's funny you mentioned that, bro. I was speaking on that earlier, how it seems like they having an identity crisis. You know, I'm looking at a lot of them, even how they get their haircuts now, all phase and stuff like that. With parts all going through it. It's like, man, that's stuff we used to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
like
oh no, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's like everybody wants what we got. They just don't want anything to do with us.
Yeah, when I was in the Navy, I was stationed in Japan. And let me tell you, Japanese, Koreans, Filipinos, guys in Singapore, guys in Australia, even through the white cats in Russia. I did a couple of days of Vladivostok. They all had this huge underswelling of hip hop, straight appropriation culture with their youth, just across the board. I mean, if they had seen it in a rap video or some other sailor had done it, they was doing it. This was 2004, 2005. And they was kind of using it as a springboard to kind of come to us like, look, we're like you. We appreciate this music, it's the expression, it's the fighting the man and all that stuff. And I would tell them that that wasn't something that we created out of our boredom or because it was an expression.
Or
That
it was
was all
popular.
built from pain. And our
Yeah.
songs came out of our pain. You guys are participating in these incredibly atrocious just dealings over here that force us to do those kind of things, and then it got appropriated against us, and now it's all feminized and it's hypersexualized. But what the Asians and the Spanish are doing, it's worldwide.
Brother Kadar, shalom, peace and blessings, bro. What say you?
Shalom, shalom. What's going on? Shalom to the chat. Shalom to all you brothers, salt of the earth, to the Most High Yah, to the Messiah. Yeah, I looked at the first video and I was trying to get on and how the scene of Hispanics laughing at us, which to me, is nothing new. I work with them every day. They don't like us. But one thing I say on that video, I did a video that the war is on. Because remember, right after that happened to our people in Buffalo, a Hispanic young boy went down there and shot up a whole lot of Hispanic kids at a school. And I made a comparison. If you look at what's going on, every time a group of so-called black people, which are the true Israelites of the Bible, tragedy happened to us, somehow their own people shoot up them every single time. And that video was called "The War Is On." If I'm not, I might be. I think it's "The War Is On" or "The War Between Yah and the Nations." And so we're gonna probably continue seeing that. Um, Donald Trump, and remember back when he was president, he said he wanted to develop a space station army or whatever in space. Man, these people know what's coming towards them. And when you see Hispanics, when you look at the lineage, especially the white Hispanics, they was the ones that had us in slavery. When you look at how what happened down in Mexico, when mostly, a lot of people don't know this, but mostly our people went down in South America than North America. But we see the Mayans and the Incas was killed off. Who had us in slavery? They did. So yes, I can understand where they sitting around watching videos of us getting killed and laughing at us because they do not like us.
Yeah, it seems like most everybody on the earth want to be like Mike, but don't want to live like Mike and go through what Mike had to go through, right? And I'm using Mike as identifying the Israelites, right? I'll put this up because you mentioned it. Now I was going to mention it, but Kadar, you brought it out. So the Uvalde school shooting, which is what the brother was alluding to, happened on May 24th. Now keep this in mind, fam. I'm gonna show you another Twitter. And folks in the chat, shalom. I put you up because I didn't get a chance to shalom you. So if I threw you up, like Darlene Franklin, my brother Donovan Ben Yehuda, and some of the other folks up next, I threw you up. That was just my way of acknowledging your comment. And the family who's going to come along later, they'll be able to see your comment. But shalom to everybody that joined into the chat over the last 15 or 20 or so minutes. But I wanted to mention that the Buffalo Massacre happened May 16th. Then you had all the laughter with all the Hispanics laughing at the Israelites. Then on May 24th, Uvalde happened. So here's what I would recommend to the whole earth. Stop playing with the Israelites and leave them alone. You shouldn't be messing with them this hour. What you probably should be doing is probably trying to listen to them and hear what they hollering about so that you can get some understanding, because you're not going to get no understanding from your pastor. You're not going to get no understanding from no monk. You're not going to get no understanding from a Buddhist or Jim Jones. Kenneth Hagin, T.D. Snakes, none of them got nothing for you. You sit down and you open the book, like the book say, study to show thyself approved. Somebody put that precept up. Study to prove it to yourself. And prayerfully, as you're doing that, the Father has said to you through the Ruach, hey, you know what? Before you read that, I want to share something with you. You know you're an Israelite, right? Father, what you mean I'm an Israelite? I'm not an Israelite. The people over there in the 1948s is Israelite. Nah, son, you Israel. Nah, sister, you Israel. Read that book. So you start taking back your culture, right? So now we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this Twitter, because the whole idea was to listen to how people were laughing and making good fun of what happened to you. So we're gonna look at this Twitter.
Hey, brother C, before you say,
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you to pause there. I just wanted to add one quick thing. And Josephus wrote about it. The reason why we didn't have any dealings with the Samaritans, and what that is a Samaritan spirit. It was that when things were going good for our nation, the Samaritans were claiming as they were us. But then when things were going bad, they was claiming that they weren't a part of us and as a part of the other nations.
And
That's
that's a good point for all of you Negroes that think you feel all tingly and warm inside when you're doing something good for the heathen. Be careful of that wicked entity spirit. That's a wicked entity, no good spirit. Because that same spirit will get you killed out here, 2022. Just because you feel all warm and tingly inside because some heathen gave you glad tidings, okay. That same heathen thinking in his mind, he probably want to blow your brains out. Oops, did I say that? I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Hey, you two, y'all don't strike us down for me saying that, right? I'm keeping it a buck. I don't pull no punches with y'all. Y'all know I got filter. I do have a filter, because if we was out on the street and we seen this heathen that's on the screen right now, it would have been whatever it was. And I'm not a tough guy. I'm non-violent. I'm like Martin Luther King. I practice non-violence. Anyway, let's listen to this heathen. That's a great point, Yashadik, because we need to, and everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel don't have that spirit when they see the heathen coming and the heathen say something good, or he pat you on the head, or he give you a little bit of something that he done did, something that's fantastic and great. Or you have that spirit where, oh yeah, well, what about the heathen? He needs to get saved. Who give a damn about the heathen and him getting saved? Oop, did Brother C say that? Brother C, you need to get saved. Who care about somebody else getting saved when we at the bottom? And you don't have no love for your brother. If you live in the Bay Area, only people you care about is the people in the Bay. You don't care about your brothers in Detroit and St. Louis, in the South, and in New York. My brothers my family done went through this whole crazy ordeal being over here in the snakes. and the dispersed. We got family in Brazil, don't even know that we family. We got family in other nations talking about, oh yeah, I'm not African American. I'm not like the blacks. Huh? We're going to get into that later. Let's listen to this heathen, and then we're going to get into it, all right? I promise you we're going to get into it.
Because there's quite a few people that found the Buffalo shooting to be hilarious and had no problem admitting it in public. Here's an article from my old friends at Fox 26. Ava Rose. Ava. Why does it not surprise me that you call yourself a pureblood? On to KHOU, we've got Corrine Carrion from Dallas Baptist University, and that education does not surprise me a bit. Why? And we've got Sean Crater, who's laughed at as many articles about the Buffalo shooting as he's had shitty jobs. Just remember his face and that he finds humor in mass shootings. New article, totally unsurprised that a profile named Love Trump is here. That is who they are. But Adeline from Long Beach, seriously? Andy Dufresne. I don't think anyone here can be surprised that this guy laughs at mass shootings of black Americans given his choice of shades, headwear, neck beard, and the absolute height of basic neck tattoos. It just screams confetta-winker. Just Urban Dictionary it. Quirino Salazar, family man. It's hard to forget that many racists and people who find mass shootings funny lead otherwise normal lives. They are your next door neighbors. They're your coworkers. They're smiling and gawking at their little bundles of joy. Here we go again. David Ledford, who apparently hasn't shot a new profile, or at least I hope this isn't a new profile picture, since 2006. And a lot going on here. Kathleen Collier, whose bio I'm sure surprises utterly nobody. Piercing. Johnny Zuniga. Now, Richard Acosta, not really sure which of the three guys he is here, but I've got a guess. John Mai. Come on, man. Trevor Jones. Yeah. Jody Hickman, who I'm not sure who told him this was a cool bio. It shames me to no end to know that Jody also enjoys Sabaton.
Okay, so I kind of want to play that with the other one. It goes in conjunction with the other one. And so that should give you a little bit of flavor. Mind you, this happened before the Uvalde shooting, all these different races of people laughing. And not only did you have the Uvalde shooting, but you also had that shooting on the 4th of July where you had that crazy looking racist white supremacist gun down those people on the 4th, as well as other things that have happened over the earth. Any brothers want to comment on that Twitter that you just saw? It's pretty much in line with the same one that you seen a few moments ago. But I'll let you brothers have the floor. Go ahead, have that.
We have to be, and that's the importance of being starting your day off being prayed up and being sensitive to the spirit of the Most High, because as you can see, these are the same type of people that will smile in your face. We see these people on a daily basis. I got, I know I got a couple of them that I work with. I know it. So, and eventually, it comes out. It comes out of them. That's all I can say at this second.
I know the few white friends I had, I lost over the summer. And what his thing was, and he's been talking about this for a year or so that man, I haven't met him long. I was, when I was locked up. But he was telling me, man, white man is not on top anymore. Like we're getting come for right now. We're getting It's not okay to be a white man anymore. And he was trying to draw me in because this was around 4th of July. And, we're all putting the posts on Facebook. We wasn't free during the 4th. And, we seen all the ones with all the plethora of evidence to show that the 4th of July means nothing to us. And he called himself on commenting, hey, man, don't get caught into that. That's just trying to separate us. They're just trying to show division. It's the left trying to show division. They're just trying to show division. And I really had to dress him down. I was like, show division? Just because you've been feeling bad for the past 2 or 3 years. Now you want to lash out. Now you want to try to round up all these allies. This is nothing new to us. Nothing new to us. It's just that nobody can handle being a portion black for 5 minutes without wanting to blow them brains out or someone else's brains out. And that's just a fact of the matter. And because they've been so blind to what they've done to us, they see no problem trying to corral us into their mess. It's because that's what they've always done. Every 4, 8 years, it's us and we to get this other, whatever they want to call them, into the White House. It's always us and we every 4 and 8 years. Of course, nothing happens except what's already been happening. But no, it doesn't surprise me. Kudos to the guy to put him on blast, though. But even that is just showing more discord amongst them. And we can see it coming. All these guns they stored up on us to battle us because of their guilty conscience, they're going to turn them all on themselves. We just got to sit back and watch. Like Brother C said, you can go to a baseball game if you want to. You can go hang out with them if you want to. Man, I tell you, I cannot stand being the only or the few black person in white space. I just can't stand it. I walk in the restaurants, walking anywhere. If it's just, I just feel like I just don't want to be here. And it's not fear. It's that separation to where I don't even want to be a part of what y'all got coming. Well, I watch it from afar. And Most High will, we get to see it. But they don't know how to act when it comes to being black, as far as what we would call it. They don't. But I'm glad that guy put out, and all those normal looking profile pictures, happy smiling families and all that stuff. Just a shame. But yeah, we see the judgment coming, and I am glad that a lot of Hebrew brothers and sisters kind of been on the fence. I've been seeing them coming around this summer. They're starting to come around. We would talk to them. Oh yeah, yeah. And now it's like, you know what? I think I'm going to start it. Which way is east? Someone asked me which way east was today. I was like, east. He's like, yeah. Which way is east? Just today. I was like, because the text was, which way I need to face to pray east. I said, east.
Okay, well,
But
we're east, bro. I don't have a compass.
yeah. So I'm starting to see that a lot of us are starting to, the spirit's really pressing on us, and that press on us to keep going is pressing a lot of people to pick a side of the fence, because it's game time. You can't ride the fence anymore. It's game time, and yeah.
Yeah, and I want to hit on, you hit on a lot of the points that I think about all the time. So I actually wrote a couple of them down. I want to hit the points, and then I want to start throwing up some of the folks' comments in the chat, because the chat is blazing right now as usual. Y'all on fire like y'all normally do. To your point, bro, brother Raphael. I have a question to the family and a question to you based on what you said. Now, the guy, your friend, came to you and said, "Hey, that's just another way to divide us." To me, that's heathen speak. That's heathen speak when you confound it. Because here's why I say that's heathen speak. Name me, from the time that we got off the boats from transatlantics up until 2020, 2022, and time still going, that we was ever united with y'all when you had us in slavery. When was we ever united? We fought in your wars. We got caught in the middle of one of your most heinous wars. The Civil War was the most heinous thing that ever happened to our people. You caught us in the middle. The North was killing you and the South was killing you. They don't talk about that because that's CRT. When have we ever been united with the heathen?
Well,
Nah.
Man, I think a lot of that stems from slavery. They trained us to be loyal, and so now they're entitled to our loyalty. Not only that, a lot of our people give it to them willingly. So whenever they're in trouble, it's that, like Malcolm X say, what's the matter, boss? We sick, you know.
No,
It's
we
that
not sick.
mentality.
You sick. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, I just said it's that mentality. It's that we, you know. I've even heard a lot of our people talking about, you know, we need to be praying for America. We need to be trying to build things back up, you know. So it's just an entitlement to our loyalty and more ignorance on our behalf, you know. But my thing is, I wonder how many of those people who just got called out for mocking that event, I wonder how many of those people are Christians.
probably 90% of them.
And to your point, bro, you'll notice that if you go back and look at that video, I'll drop the link for those who want it. If you look at that, a few of them were saying that they were Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And the heathen who brought us that was actually even pointing it out. I would say that all of them, unless otherwise noted, was Christian. Every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree.
Now I want to hit one more point that you came with, bro. And this one is the most powerful because it speaks to, well, it's very powerful. Everything that you said was pretty powerful, but this one is powerful because it speaks to what I say all the time, in that nobody could have went through what the Israelites went through. That's why the Father was able to come out through it on the other side. You have no race of people on the earth that could have took the cup that we took. You don't. If you did, go find it. Go find them right now. Go tell me who they is.
Drank the dregs and wrung them out.
Wrung them out. Go get that precept. We'll put it up. So the brother said, they can't handle it. That's what Brother Raphael said. They can't handle it. Brother, you're absolutely correct. But here's the craziest thing, though. Now, Yash just said we drank the cup, we wrung them out, right? I was reading the precept where the Father said, give us double, right? But then he said, give the heathen double. And I'm going to have to go back and get the precepts, but it's almost like he was saying, okay, so y'all been thinking that the heathen getting the double cup? No, the heathen getting the quad.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't even go through COVID. They jumping out the bridge. Jumping off, smoking themselves. So the point that the brother made, saying they can't handle it, listen, the Israelites, brother, get that precept where we wrung them out. I'll go get it myself. Somebody better put that precept.
I'm trying, man. It's here you go. Damn.
Give me that precept. I'm gonna scroll all the way and see. Let me mark where I'm at, because I don't want to miss what the family's saying. So here's what I'm gonna do, Yash. You gonna give it to me, and then I'm gonna put it up. You gonna tell me what it is.
I'm gonna give you the one in Psalms, and you can
put it in private, man.
Isaiah.
Put it in private, bro. Put it in private, because what I want to do is, the chat is blazing right now. The chat is blazing. I'm gonna start with Mr. Muir, Mr. The Original School. They know who we are, and they are afraid of the awakening as well. That's right. You better full well know and believe that. You better full well know and believe it. Listen, folks. The point that Brother E made, that was heavy, because look, they always been looking for your forgiveness, your trust, and your faith in them, not your faith in the book, not your faith in Mashiach, who is the book, not your faith in the Father who spoke the book. They want you to look at them and the zigzag, man, and say, there is your God. You You serving the zigzag man.
Wow.
That was a
Brother
heavy point
Yash,
E brought up. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I'm going on mute. Go ahead.
Brother Yash, go to Isaiah 51,
Okay.
17.
Yeah, I had that too. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling, and wrung them out.
And what you think that means? You done drank all the whole cup, and you
Yeah.
licking the cup, drinking everything in the cup, putting your finger in the cup, getting all of it, and putting that in your mouth too. What?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing left in that cup. That cup, you lick that cup clean.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
The earth need to stop playing with the Israelites and just leave them the hell alone. But they will though. They go come to that. I want to read some of these comments, bro. That was Isaiah 51,
Yeah.
51:17.
51:17.
Okay, I'm gonna put it up because that's what we do. You got the cup of trembling, and then he talk about he gonna get them pour for her double. And he's saying that, okay, we gonna give you double, Israelites, but then the heathen gonna get double what the Israelites got. Come on now, that's crazy right there. Yeah, they can't handle that. What are they gonna do? Not that I care, because I really don't. Shalom, peace and blessings, brother Smitty. How you doing? I see you. So I'm gonna go through and read some of these comments. They always group black and brown. There is no such thing as no black and brown alliance. There's only alliances with the Israelites. And that's why I've been saying earlier, okay, how come I can't love my brother from Kansas City? All my brothers from Kansas City. I'm not from Kansas City. All my brothers from Atlanta, I love them. I'm not from Atlanta. Young, old, middle-aged, and the sisters, all of them. The same thing with New York. Wherever our people at in the snakes, that's my family. But I'm talking about my people. There's no such thing as no black and brown alliance. The only black and brown alliance is you got a brother that's dark as night and a sister that's dark as night and a brother or sister that's light as light, and they got that nappy hair and everything in between that spectrum.
I don't even see how they be calling them brown when I don't see no brown in them.
You ain't got no melanin, and you know you a spank.
I can't stand that phrase, black and brown. Every time I hear it, I can't stand it.
We be one over here.
Stand it.
We be one over here. Be one all day, every day. That's what it is. It's not nothing else. It's not nothing else. It's the Israelite. You the Israelites. The kingdom of Israel. Don't talk to me about nobody else getting in, being part of us. You didn't have to ring out what our ancestors had to ring out. You didn't have to ring out your family getting hung. You hung a pregnant woman because she mad at you because you killed her husband, and then you go cut the baby out of her stomach and the baby fall out crying and you stomp the baby in the head. Oh no, you can't say that, brother. See, that's critical race theory. Get the hell out of here. It's B1 over here all day, every day. B1 is the Israelites. You're not going to get me to claim nothing else, and you're not going to get me to say nothing else. So hopefully sowing seeds. There is no black and brown coalition. It's just the Israelites. See, I hadn't even read that. You got one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. You, like the book say, Israel like a speckled bird, and it don't mean no other race of people. It mean the Israelites. It mean what it say. Stop playing.
If you do a beard test, you can't grow a beard. No one in your family can grow a beard like us. You ain't Israel.
Well, here's the test is there's really, I appreciate you saying that, bro, but there's really only one test.
Yeah.
There's only one test.
Yeah, that was a little lightness on my part.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Listen here, because some of our brothers can and some of them can't for different skin reasons. But here's the thing, though, bro. Here's the thing. According to Deuteronomy, and y'all know exactly where I'm going, because y'all say, brother, see, you beat the same verses over the head every time and time again. Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. You have to fit that requirement. He said it will be upon thy seed forever. Somewhere in the book say Yah will be a byword, a proverb, an astonishment. Right? You have to fit those things. Now, if you got your own banking system, your own navy, your own military, you can chart that your people came from Spain and you sign off when you do the census that you're white and you control all the construction jobs in California. And when you see a brother come and you don't hire him, or if you hire him, you'll see to it that he gets fired. Oh, it's all about La Raza. Oh, that's Issachar. No, that's not Issachar. You already have your own established and set up. You have a nation that you can go and run to. What nation can the Israelites, if they get tired of the snakes, go and run to? I'll wait. See, I could dismantle that whole foolishness of the 12 tribe chart and them being Issachar. First of all, if he said he scattered you, if you scattered, how on the Sam hell that you going to be in one contiguous nation called Mexico and you run in Mexico, Spaniard? Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. That's kindergarten level. But I'm not really no scholar in that, so that's probably apropos for me, right?
Lord, y'all bringing it tonight. I'll tell you. I'm just sitting here listening. Y'all are bringing it.
They spray NK. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Yes, yeah. Jump in anytime you want, bro. Jump in anytime you want, Kadar. We are hated by all nations. That's right. You are absolutely correct. All nations, not just some. All. And we're gonna prove that. Look, and we're gonna take a look at how Ham look at us too, how so-called Ham look at us. Sister Cece, shalom. U.S. Space Force. Yeah, that's what what's his name was talking about. But quiet as kept, they didn't have that Space Force even before Trump. They didn't have that. You go back to,
Star
I believe it
Wars,
was
Ronald
Reagan. There you
Reagan.
go, Star Wars, Ronald Reagan. I was just getting ready to say that. See, Yash, you need to get saved because now you talking about the old president. I hope he twisting and turning in hell, Ronald Reagan. He was a wicked entity bastard. Sorry I said that. I'm fired up right now. Please
I'm
forgive
not
me.
sorry.
But he was that. He was that. He could be burned in the hell on a spigot and Cleo Thor wouldn't spit on him. Trust that. Anyway, let's keep going. All nations hate us. Nobody don't care nothing about no Ronald Reagan. Where I came from, we had F. Ronald Reagan Day. How about that? You could block that, YouTube. They
Just
want the blessing. Go ahead, bro.
just on that topic of Reagan, if you guys get a chance, before I don't even know how they're still online. My mom showed it to me. It's this film called "The Drugs They Used to Destroy Us." It goes into almost every drug epidemic in America has been funded and pushed by the government. And what Reagan did with crack and cocaine, just the height of evil. What Brother C was talking about, just the height of evil. When cocaine stopped working with crack, then they brought in ecstasy. And ecstasy stopped working, then now they're gonna try to do mollies. Then the old what's the heroin stuff, the opioids.
Method,
Now that stuff getting out of
heroin.
control.
Yep.
Yeah, and the opioids getting out of control. Now they're trying to backpedal and stuff, but yeah, most times not gonna let you just keep feeding us these drugs. Nothing's gonna happen to y'all. And y'all stuff makes you go crazy. We just get a little dumb, kind of fall out a bit, maybe work a little too hard. But they're dying like skeletons.
Listen. To your point, bro. To your point, I'll say this. And during when crack hit, I was in the middle of that, and that took out a lot of my good friends and a lot of family members to this day. Some of them haven't recovered. But I will say this, and how they treated that was, you guys Google John DeLorean. John DeLorean got caught with 25 keys of powder and didn't serve no time. 25 kilos of powder in his car and didn't do not one moment of time. But here you are, you catch a brother on the corner trying to make money so that he could feed his family. He may have a couple of knickknacks and snacks on him, right? A few boulders, right? He might be moving product. I'm not condoning it. Don't get it twisted. But he doing that to try to support his family so that he can make money so that he can eat, right? And guess what? He'll get 10 or 15. And it's a felony, class A. John DeLorean had what they make crack from was the powder. Make it from the powder. And you had 25 keys? How much is 25 keys worth today on the streets?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot of dough. That's a lot of money. Lot of money. It's crazy though how they got it set up. But now look at how they did do. So they criminalized that, but now look at what they do for crystal meth. And because all of these people is addicted to fentanyl, they're addicted to meth, they're addicted to cocaine, they're addicted to even smoking weed, which they shouldn't be doing nothing, but that's a whole different conversation. They're addicted to heroin. They're addicted to everything under the sun. They're and that fentanyl got them dropped. They dropping like flies from all of this stuff. They know that they dying out. They know that something's going on, something cursed, something going against them because they can't. They even saying, okay, look, if you guys want to shoot up, you can go to this place and we'll give you clean needles. We won't criminalize crystal meth or that you're on opioids. What we'll say is that we'll call it a health crisis. And then not only is it a health crisis, we'll say that it's a mental thing that you're going through.
And they calling it quiet as it's kept. They're trying to say it's needed for crack, but it's really that. They're also quiet as it's kept. That is the reason why we have a worker shortage. Millions of people are gone.
They not two things they're not saying, brother Yash, and y'all done heard me say this before. One, they don't know how many Israelites is on this floor called the snakes. That's number one. It's more y'all here than what they've been counting. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's way more. Reason why it's way more. If it wasn't so many, why they worried about y'all voting and not voting so much? If you only still 13%. If you 13%, and let's say that half of those is young adults that can't vote, that's only 7%. 7% is not gonna sway no election. They're not. They can't trick me with the numbers. They have breeding farms for you here. Okay, so if they had breeding farms, what was they doing? They was using some of those babies for gator bait and for fish bait. Yeah, that's true. But for the most part, they was trade you on the Wall Street Stock Exchange so that you could go to work and you was the product. So stop saying that 13, 14% lie. You a liar. Now you got that spectrum going on. And to your point, Yash, you got the other spectrum. They ain't saying they was I was watching the numbers of COVID and they was dying 4-1, and yet they was talking about we was getting close. I was looking at them every week. The numbers got so crazy. The site that I was going to, they said, okay, we just gonna stop because we can't keep perpetuating this lie.
I went to the CDC site and I did it by demographics and actually found out, and people didn't even want to believe me, and I showed them that we were actually the lowest hit. We were at like 1% when everybody else was way up there. We was below the Native Americans being hit. We were the least hit.
And the crazy thing about it is the numbers for the heathen. Well, okay, I'll say this: the number for white people,
56%. That's what the numbers were.
It was outweighing us either 4-1 or 5-1. That's what the numbers were. So for every 5 of them that go, one of us will go. Something crazy like that. It was crazy.
It was 56% on the CDC site. Wow. I'll never forget that number. I said, dang, that's how high it was.
All right. I'm gonna get back to read. I'm gonna read some more of these. We're gonna read some more of these comments, and then we're gonna read an article, right? We're gonna do some reading.
Right quick, I just got a quick correction. That movie I was talking about, the documentary, it's called Drugs as Weapons Against Us. It's on Freevee and Amazon Prime. Yeah, you guys should check it out. And
bro, put that in the comments. Put that in the comments if you don't mind, bro. Drop that in the comments.
For sure. And what brother Yashidek was saying, if y'all listen to urban-based media and the other type of media, the urban-based media held on to the coronavirus fear long after the other stations had dropped it. Long after they didn't drop it. They're still pumping it.
That's why the Most High had brung down what was that one? But what my man just brought it back. The Black News Network. He brought it down because they was our biggest enemy. The wicked
Yeah,
amongst our own people.
yeah. Because look who they was funded by, though. Was it that Arab funded them?
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, the
Steve
owner of
Jobs?
the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna read some of these comments. The Most High has turned his face back towards people. That's right. And so we should go to Deuteronomy 30. What should we be doing then? What did Deuteronomy 30 say,
Call to
y'all?
mind the blessing
Mind,
and the
yeah.
curse.
Say that, bro. Say that again, please.
The
Say it.
blessing and the
That's right.
curse.
You should be calling out both. Everybody can tell me, you could tell me 15 through 68 like the back of your hand. Can you tell me 1 through 14? Tell me about 1 through 14. What's 1 through 14? What did he say he was going to give you? What did he say? Brother just came. You just came with that precept call to mind. Yes, he done turned his face back towards the people. And that's the most scariest thing ever on the earth, that he's done that. 2 Timothy 2 and 15, study to show thyself approved. That's right. You better prove it. Don't prove it to Brother Cleo. Say, prove unto the Father, a workman that neither not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, not halfway dividing it, not reading it, coming with your own goofy interpretation, Brother C. You better be rightfully dividing. You better be lining up, line up on line, precept on precept, or you need to get off and don't never get on back on YouTube ever again in your life, Brother C, if you ain't rightfully dividing the book. And that goes for Brother C and anybody else talking about they open up the book. Somebody go get that precept, seek ye out of the book and what? Seek ye out of the book and read. Bro, I can't read that. I'm an old head. I can barely read English. Allah, Yasha Allah. Peace and blessings. Y'all blessed to you, brother. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Hope you are well. Okay, so I'm scrolling through here. Let's see there. So what that say there right there? What that say right there? What that say? And see, this right here is a common theme all over the earth when it comes to you so-called African Americans, you so-called colored Negroes. This right here. And see, that's why I hate to spiritualize things, but it's a spirit on somebody when they can look at you and hate you with a perfect hatred. And they look at you, they don't even know why they hate you. They just say, oh man, I hate niggers. Now I hate niggers. I said it in a video. You'll have a white racist, white supremacist talking about all day, I hate niggers, and then he gonna say, now I'm gonna go kill some white people. How you get to there? How you get from that point to that point? You don't went from 0 to 70 in less than a half a second. 2 Corinthians, Sister Sarah, yeah. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, KGB. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. How that Yahushua is in you, except you be reprobates. Creflo Dollar. Yeah, I'm going to call him out. Reason why I'm going to call him out, because Creflo's staunch in saying that the word of the Father is done away with when the Father told you in the book that his word would never come back void. So if his word to come back void, why you going to take it out the book? What are you doing? What are you teaching? You are reprobate. You don't know yourself. You don't have no real faith. You can't prove nothing that you saying. You sure can't prove the book because you don't even believe the book. Mashiach was the whole book, the prophetic parts that he prophesied about himself. He came and fulfilled all of it. And you talk about you following him, and his Father said his word would never come back void, and yet you saying, okay, let's take that part out. You, sir, you, ma'am, are a liar. I'm going to get off of you now. I'm going to calm down. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting upset. My bad.
That's what happens when they don't know who the Passover lamb is.
Yeah. Psalms 44, 13 and 14. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about. And that's why people can look at you with such disdain. Verse 14, I called this one earlier. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. You know what? I'm done reading what's in the chat. Y'all was blazing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Y'all was blazing and on fire. I see what y'all been doing, and I see all the comments now. Here's what I hope the family do to the Christians who jump on and listen to the video. I'll say this to you. What you should do is don't listen to your brother C hooping and hollering. You're going to get a ton of edification if you go through the chat and read the chat. You read what our family is saying. You read these precepts, and this is going to help you with your edification. I don't know too many of those up next. I hate to say that, but I will say this. I have been introduced to some good heathens. I'm not gonna say I haven't, but I'm not concerned about that, nor am I concerned about them when it comes to our people being in last place. I need to put my focus on my people. I need to be a light to my people. Young, old, all of them. Male and female, all of them. I'm not concerned about none of that right there. I'm not. But that's your brother C need to get saved. And y'all all know that. Read this last comment and we're gonna look at this article. And I'm gonna preface this before I say it. Y'all don't get mad. Don't get mad. What you should be doing is should be saying, okay, you're no different than the heathen. If you coming at the family like how you coming at the family. Psalms 110 and 6. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. This is what we see in the start and the fulfillment of. He got these nations fighting against each other, getting ready to take each other out. All the way off the whole chessboard. You got nations getting ready to get wiped off the chessboard. And that's great. I say all praise to the Father for all the work that he's doing because he wrote it, he spoke it, he wrote it, he sent first fruits. First fruits fulfilled all of it because he is all of that. All these expounders hating us must be from. Okay, Rio, you got jokes, I see. You've been what camp you been? Was it IUIC? And trust this when I say this, I love the camps. The camps are gonna have more people to the awakening to their charge than most people could ever dream of. Now, I'm not saying I agree with camp doctrine because one of the things I disagree with is the 12 tribe chart, but I'm not going to openly debate no brother in no camp. I'm not going to openly debate nobody. I'm not going to open debate nobody about the book. Why? Because I don't care about debating nobody about the book at this point. I'm way too far gone to know that this is my culture and this is my heritage. I've accepted my culture and heritage. I'm an Israelite 7.0 now. I'm looking to see what we can build amongst ourselves. If you run around talking about you want to argue with somebody over the book, you Israelite 1.0. I'm Israelite 7.0. About to be Israelite 12.0 in a minute. Yup, I did say that. I'm an Israelite 7.0. Version 7.0. You got half of these people coming into the awakening. You got one foot in Christianity and the other foot in your culture, and you confound it. Why is you confounded? All you have to do is pick up the book. You pick up the book, you put down religion. You pick up the book and say, oh yeah, I'm Israel. Okay, so you Israel. Now put down religion. Put down your Christianity. Put a one up if you put down your religion. Being an Israelite ain't no religion. That's culture. Put a one up if you, I ain't saying nothing else until I see one. I'm scrolling. Y'all done said a lot of good things in this chat, and hopefully the family will be able to go back because y'all been blazing. Y'all been blazing. Love y'all. Y'all been straight blazing. I had to get through all of that stuff in the chat that y'all been blazing. Now I got to go back and read all of these comments. I could do a show alone on the great comments alone. My people is well aware. My people is well aware right now. There ain't this is an oxymoron, Notorious. There ain't no such thing as that. You ask one of them a simple question. Ask a person a simple question. Okay, I hear what you're saying, Christian, but let me ask you. Was the person you call Jesus a Christian? Mind you, you are trying to be like him, right? You're trying to be like him, right? Y'all better put them ones up in here. I ain't saying nothing else. I need to see y'all put up one. Because here's the thing. Y'all know what the truth is. I can't play with y'all. I can't bring nothing halfway with y'all. I got to come straight. I can't play with y'all. I got to come straight up the middle. Y'all it's too many people playing with y'all right now. Talking about you a Christian Israelite. That had nothing to do with Mashiach. Nothing at all. I'm glad. Look at this comment right here. Then we're gonna get into this. We're gonna read this article. Look, I never had one to begin with. All praises to you. That's good. All praises to the Father for you. Excuse me. White Jesus. White Jesus is the anti-Mashiach. That zigzag, that heroin addict looking like a strung out Brad Pitt. Or you looking like the zigzag man strung out, looking like a Johnny Depp that smoked everything that he could imagine. He just smoked cocaine and fentanyl and heroin all mixed up. Stop playing with the Israelites. They know the Israelites know who their people is, and can't nobody tell us that we not the people of the book.
BGs.
Yeah, coming with that Caesarea. Coming with that foolishness. Okay, so now, fam, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I appreciate y'all. Y'all be bringing account. I'm gonna go back like I always do. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen. Watch the chat and watch how y'all be blazing. I might just do a show on the comments, and I've done that before on y'all comments before. Yeah, you welcome out. It's good to have you on deck. Now we're gonna get into this article. And this article is going, I'm going to preface it. Y'all don't get mad. I don't want y'all to be getting mad at nobody. I don't want y'all to be getting mad at me saying, hey, you know what? He had me stirred when I read that article. But y'all should be asking, hey, who was that guy that was on the thumbnail for today's video? Well, we're about to get into that when I share my screen. Because this worldwide hatred is worldwide. And when we say it's worldwide, has anyone ever asked what do we call that? Have anyone ever asked? Okay, so here's my perspective. When I would see Africans, saw them not that many where I grew up at, but then you start seeing them as you got older. I was always intrigued by them, but I never called them an African booty scratcher, nor did I ever disrespect them. Matter of fact, I always respected them, and I always would try to talk to them and ask them, hey, where are you from? It'd be the first thing I ask them. Oh, you from Ethiopia? Oh, you from Eritrea? Oh, you from Ghana? Oh, okay, that's cool. And then I have dialogue with them, probably break bread with them. And then I ask a question, well, okay, so y'all over there in the motherland and we over here. How come y'all never reach back to help us? Y'all got y'all religion, culture, y'all God, y'all language, the food that you eat, how you raise your children, your marriages, all of that. How come y'all never came? How come nobody from the land never came back for us? How come? That used to have me stirred. used to have me sad. And it's sad to this day that you don't have nothing. We don't even have a culture. We do have a culture because we know we can go get it. But prior to that, if okay, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, African booty scratcher. Yeah, that's what. Matter of fact, you got a cat on one of these Twitters. He actually says that brothers used to call him that, right?
We used to say that back in the day, man. Call each other that though. In the 70s.
Yeah, 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 exactly. My brother Jabroni. My brother Jabroni. But getting back, I used to envy other people because hey, y'all got culture, y'all can go back, trace back millennia, and only thing I know is my folks went through slavery and that's it. That used to vex me.
Hey, you want to hear something interesting though?
Okay,
Uh,
bro.
in the 80s, I think it was like 87, 88, I seen a documentary on the Soweto massacres. And this was a beginning of my eye opener, of me believing who we were. And the when they one of the guys was crying, and in their native tongue, and he said, my God, why are these things happening to us? We don't know who we are. We don't know where we came from. We don't know our history. This guy was in South Africa.
Hey, that's when you say Soweto, that's not the that okay, I'm thinking about Rwanda, the Hutu and
Nah,
the
nah.
Hutus.
This was in the 80s. This was actually the Soweto massacres happened. I think around 76 or something like that, 77, when I was in middle school sometime. And
Okay.
when they had the PW, both was apartheid government was in full swing, and they were just literally going out there. Um, Tulsa, Oklahoma people, them people down there.
Hey
They
Yeah, I'm
was
man.
from Tulsa. I'm in Tulsa right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were taking them mugs out. This was in South Africa. They was taking them mugs out.
I got an article somewhere and hopefully I'll be able to find it. I'm gonna bring that article up if I can find it. That kind of dovetails into what you're saying about South Africa. If I don't get it today, I'm gonna get into it at another time. At this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna read this article. Right? Let me share my screen. Share the audio with it. Say so. What's up, Josiah Ben Yehuda? Peace and blessings, man. Nah, you in the cut because you're not saved. See, we know you not saved, so you don't have to apologize, bro. So just just know that Yash got the holy water for you. So now this article is from March 2018, and it says African Americans a disgrace to the black race. This article was written a little bit ago. So what I need to do before I jump into it, I'm going to expand the screen a little bit, make sure we get it big so that the fan can read it. That should be good enough. Okay, so we got that. So let me get to the article. Scroll through the article. Let's get over there. I got two monitors I'm working with, y'all. Okay, so this is the guy that wrote the article, whoever he is. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading as Black History Month closes and African Americans in the United States have celebrated and reflected on their role in that nation's shaping. It would be everyone's hope that they also took a good, honest self inventory on how they have become a far cry from their forefathers and mothers. By Tinda Ruben Mbofani. That's this guy right here. I'm not going to call him any names or anything like that because that's it is what it is. So it's by this individual. One cannot help but be engulfed with a deep sense of shame on how today's African Americans have turned into a huge embarrassment for the black race as they have become a people without direction, morals, and a sense of determination, unlike those of the earlier ages. As a Black person myself, but from the mother continent of Africa, I see today's African Americans as a bunch of crybabies who have an excuse for every type of demented behavior that they exhibit, hiding behind their supposed repression of by the white majority. Granted, we all do acknowledge that African Americans have ever since being dragged to the New World as slaves and until today have been receiving the short and dirty end of the stick, but that's not an excuse for who they have turned out to be. In being oppressed or not seeing much prospects for acceptance or opportunities, a valid enough excuse not to attend school, yet those schools are there, or for drug abuse, violence, gangsterism, promiscuity, and generally living below one's potential. As much as I understand the Black Lives Matter mantra, considering that an African American is indeed most likely to be shot by a police than a white person, but without honest reflection, this cause is a lost one. Quite frankly, African Americans are victims of their own failure to rise above the segregation and oppression they have been subjected to over the past centuries. If they believe that the violent repression that they have suffered has turned them into violent people, then they only have themselves to blame when every police officer is jittery around them and has a finger ready on the trigger. It is no secret that one is more likely to be robbed or killed by an African American than a white person, and that so-called Black neighborhoods are the most dangerous in the US. I am also sure that African Americans themselves acknowledge this fact, and if asked, they would admit that it is safer to walk in a white neighborhood, especially at night. Man, you better get out of here with that. Anyway, according to some research I did, this person, African American women felt safer dating or marrying a Caucasian man than a fellow brother, as they were less likely to be violent or to be involved in some sort of crime, especially gangsterism and drugs. What a wide sweeping generalization. African American children were more likely to grow up being raised by a single mother, as their Black fathers would be absent, either having absconded their duties, in prison for crimes they committed, or dead, usually due to a life of crime. If you didn't know any better, you would think that this was being written by David Duke, but I digress. Despite school, no matter how substandard they may be, being present with reasonable distance, African American children are more likely to drop out or generally be a nuisance and downright problematic, leading to a higher probability of failure. African American children would rather spend their time with pants pulled down, acting all tough, and generally preparing themselves for criminals and losers. And generally preparing themselves to be criminals and losers. If African Americans want their lot to change, they can not only expect white people to do it for them. It never happened. It is not happening and will never happen. Today, what is needed is not another civil rights activist like Martin Luther King Jr. or militant as Malcolm X or another Rosa Parks. These great heroes did their part for a particular period and a particular purpose in African American history. However, today, the biggest struggle for U.S. Blacks is not slavery or segregation, but a serious need for mindset change amongst the African American community itself. They need to make up their minds on what they really want to achieve as a community. What do they truly want? Now, this article is pretty lengthy, and I didn't plan on reading it all, but the guy says quite a bit. And I think I've read enough so that you can consider the tenor. Now, this is an African speaking from the motherland talking to you. I'm going to put the link in the chat because I don't want to read anymore. It's not that I'm being lazy, but I don't really have the, there's no reason for me to read it. You guys get the tenor, but I do want you all to read it because I've already read it once. And I was bringing that to you because of the fact that there is a war going on between Africans and so-called African Americans. I don't know what happened to my other screen. I had a screen up with some other links on it. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. Let me look at all of these other links I got, and hopefully I can find it because that had some good links that I had copied from another document that I had. And if I can't find it, we'll bring it up at some other time. But you can see the civil war happening. It's not a civil war. You can see the war happening between us and the so-called Africans, and us going back and forth with them. Now, here's the thing: I don't have any problem against Africans or anything like that, because, like I said, to me, uh, shalom, brother E. Peace and blessings to you. You take care, be well. To me, I've always tried to get along with all people that are melanated and people that look like me, people from the land. So that's always been my position, and that will always be my position. However, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to willy nilly accept the people who hate me. I'm not going to do that. If they come to me in peace and I see that we can mutually benefit, then I'm good money with you. If you talking greasy and talking slick and talking how some of the things that I've seen on the interweb, them clowning us because we don't have a language, them clowning us because we only speak English, them clowning us because we don't have any culture, them clowning us because we were slaves. I mean, the Africans been saying a lot of slick stuff about our people, which is why you got cats like Tariq Nasheed standing up and spitting venom back on them. And again, I don't hate Africans. You got people in camps that say, "Hey, man, I don't give a damn about Ham or Cham or whatever you want to call him." I don't have that problem because we from that land. And that's what I'm not saying. That's exactly Locks of Judah. That's exactly what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. And I'm gonna go on record as saying some of our people are still in the land. They still in that land. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not saying all Africans, but what I am seeing is there is definitely a hatred with some of those people. And they come over here and they believe that they are above us. But here's what's not being considered. What's not being considered is, why did we go through what we went through? Why did we go through that? Why did we have to go through all of the things we had to go through? And that's correct, Sade. Not all that's absolutely correct. Not all camps teach the 12 tribe chart. You're absolutely correct on that, Sade. That's 1000% correct. And I'll say it again. I'll say it like I always say it. I have zero against all camps. Zero. Sakari is on the Southern Poverty Law Center. I got brothers that I love in Sakari. Straight. I've been knowing them brothers for a long time, since their inception. I don't got no issue with them because them is my brothers. You're not gonna have see that's the game that we don't play here. We don't play forgiveness of the heathen. We don't play incorporating the heathen. Nor do we play the game of spitting on another Israelite. You put the mic in front of my face, I'm not praying for no heathen. And nor do I want the heathen to prosper. You put the mic in front of my face and ask me about IUIC. Yeah, I love IUIC. Those my brothers. Next question. Or what you think about Sakari? They on Southern Poverty Law Center. Oh yeah, I love them brothers. They're my brothers too. Next question.
Amen.
Go ahead, bro. What's up, Ticey? How you doing, bro? What's good? Hey, Yash, you about to say something, bro?
Nah. I was just sometimes I might do it just be in the amen corner.
Oh,
Sometimes you be
okay.
saying
All
some
right.
things that need some amens and some they got I be feeling.
All right. All
I got
right.
some things to say
Go ahead, bro. Rock out. Go
about
ahead
this
and
guy.
rock out. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, it took me a while to believe that he actually wasn't a white person. I think they have an excellent makeup job for whatever he represents. Um, yeah, his whole perspective was so ignorant of anything that is not solely put on the black man by our oppressors. It's the same script.
That,
I love always talking about the things my mom said because she's so wise, and she always has good sayings. She said, if someone beats you to a pulp, all bloody, and you got teeth missing, lip busted, and only see out one eye, then he look up to you and say, "You know what? I'm done hitting you now. We okay. We cool. I'm not beating you no more. Get yourself up. Come on, wipe yourself out. There's no healing." And what he talks about is the exact same thing that America has been talking about for us forever. You got one hand still beating us, and the other one held up in a shrug, like, "What's you guys' problem?" I'm curious to know what actually African country he comes from because he's talking about Africa as if it's a united continent and not the divided states that Europe did almost as soon as we were gone. They came in, carved and chopped them all up, and for all of his accolades for what Africans has done in the schools and has talked about his parents walking so and so. Yeah, that's relatively recent because y'all just now recovering from what you did to us. Um, just so out of touch. And I'm kind of on the same level as brother C. I don't really want to get to him and insult him personally because it's not really worth it and it's not really necessary. It's just so obvious to see through what he's written, probably to be, I would say, advanced in whatever oppression or European dominated field that he's in. I'm sure he's got a raise or some kind of accolade for that. But it's the same, and it's the same thing that we have over here. No one wants to hold accountable for anything that happens to Israel. No one wants to say they want to have a bloody hand, tuck it behind their arm, and say, "What you talking about? What bloody hand?" I can see it dripping behind your back, and it's true. For someone who doesn't understand the scriptures, doesn't understand the curses, it does look like we just can't get our stuff together. And I know personally, we have more than enough capabilities and insight and drive and will and camaraderie among ourselves to do it 20 times over, as long as we've been here. Of course, we have it. But when someone is speaking and looking from the view of the oppressors, it's almost not even, it's almost not even worth breaking down what he said, but that he said it and who he is. Um, if I love history, and one thing I noticed is that ever since our fall in Jerusalem from 70 AD, every nation that has any kind of negative dealing with it, once we leave, it goes to pot.
hey, let me jump in right there too,
Mm-hmm.
because that goes right into what I wanted to say, and that was no African, none, have any right to say anything against us. These, I mean, to piggyback on what you said, because since we were taken out of that land has never been able to, hasn't advanced past the year that we left. What little sections that are built up, which have been built up by China and foreign nations for
Mm-hmm.
the other nations benefit. We're talking about the richest continent in the entire world, where their people leave and go into European countries or America just to get educated, and they don't send their money back home. They go and build a life for themselves right here, or they may move their family members over here, some of them forgetting the others. We're talking about the most selfish, ignorant, coonish, sorriest, I'm gonna say it all, in the entire world. Okay, where we had a president that called their country a s-hole. Yet and still, you are the richest country in the whole wide world. You get all the gold out of Africa, all the diamonds out of Africa, every precious mineral out of Africa, everything that capitalism needs to survive comes out the nation of Africa. So before you, and I'm gonna say the whole nation, since you lumped our whole people, because you can't find one single country in there besides Israel in South Africa, and it's an S-hole, that has gotten on their feet since we have left. All of them are, they're a pitiful, they're a pitiful story to even think about. That's why the wise among them, and we know our people because they call for us and they recognize that they need us back.
Mhm.
That's why they're calling us back and they're saying we need you. They reaching
Mhm.
out for our, while he's over here castigating our people, their nations are over there calling our people to help them rebuild, giving them citizenship.
And
Why?
you're
Because they worship the American dollar.
uh,
So he can't say nothing with his bald face.
all that gold and oil, and don't control a gram of it.
Nothing, nothing, nothing. They don't even, they can't even throw out their own leader. They have, you say we have no unity, they
Uh,
have zero unity.
Zero. And to go back to what we talked about earlier, where were we before Africa? We was in Spain and Portugal.
Exactly.
We were running their
Building up
banking
there.
system. We left there. Their finances has not recovered, and right now they burning hotter than anyone else in Europe.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And if you look lately, I've been looking at these the satellites that's going over the earth. And if you look at these satellites, the whole earth is literally on fire.
Have you guys heard of the YouTube channel, The Two Preachers?
Yeah.
Mm. Go back like 4 or 5 months. What we seeing now is just an increase for what's been going on. The whole world is on fire and burning and flooding and earthquaking everywhere, everywhere. It just when it comes here, they put in the news, but the whole world is burning. But Spain got theirs and Portugal for what they did, kidnapping our kids. Africans getting theirs for what they did, selling us, and then coming over here talking smack while their
Mm-hmm.
kids is dressing like us and they want to steal our. And
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they have some kind of right or first dibs on what we call quote unquote black culture because they look like us. They want to come over and jump in, hip hop and this and that stuff. And you thinking they from up the street, their last name is Ubaga Wing. It's like, oh, not like you have a problem with it. But we see that y'all see what was in us, just like you
Yeah,
said, brother Yeshadek, and you
yeah,
want it.
yeah. They,
And
they get over here and try to make themselves, and get all uppity all of a sudden and try to make,
yeah,
and not all of them. So I'm not going to paint a broad brush, but
right.
you do have certain individuals that do get over here and try to get all uppity. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And just like white folk, you want to sit at the dinner table and talk about what's the problem with us rather than what's the problem with your daggone nation. Why can't you go over there and fix your daggone nation? Before you talk about fixing us, fix your daggone nation.
This is what
Just
we're
the
gonna
height
do.
of
We're gonna
hypocrisy.
the total height, and I appreciate you brothers bringing that truth, and hopefully somebody will watch it and they'll see the words that you brothers were spitting and it'll resonate with them. We don't keep it in South Africa. This is the other article that I wanted to bring out to the family. Now, did you guys hear about this or see where the South African pastor was found guilty of treason and a racist plot? So we're gonna read part of it. We're not gonna read all of it. We're gonna read part of it. We're gonna get into it. Mind you, this is in South Africa, right? A South African court has convicted a pastor of plotting to overthrow the government and to kill what? Thousands of black people in the country. Harry Jones Nelson, 61, a leader of the National Christian Resistance. Now, what that sound like, fam? Put a one up if you know what that sound like. Don't that sound like what was Margie Taylor Greene saying the
Nationalism,
other day? A
Christian
Christian
nationalism.
nationalist? Huh? The code
Onward
words, y'all been
Christian
getting taught what
soldier.
that mean. Y'all been getting taught what that mean. Y'all know what that mean. That's code word for I'm a white supremacist. What it say? This man was part of the National Christian Resistance. Okay, so you're National Christian Resistance, but what you want to do, movement, the National Christian Resistance Movement was on Monday found guilty of high treason, incitement to carry out violent attacks, and recruiting people to commit attacks. This is a pastor. This is a pastor.
Onward, Christian soldier.
Yeah, okay. Okay, y'all. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna read a little bit more of this article. Look at this entity. Noson's group explored the possibility of using a biological weapon to infect and kill black people, including the poisoning of water reservoirs supplying black communities, according to the prosecution. Noson was also found guilty of unlawful possession of firearm by the Middleburg High Court. Weapons and ammunition were found when he was arrested in Middleburg, a small town in the Eastern Province. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of this article, but what I am going to do is I'm going to drop it in the chat, and then we're going to take a look at a picture of this wicked entity. Now, see, there should be no reason that an entity in South Africa, no less, which South Africa outnumbers them, South Africans outnumber them, I believe, a 5 or 6 or 7 to 1, last time I checked, that you should have any kind of sway whatsoever in the motherland, right? You should have zero sway. What I do want to do is I want to look up a picture of this entity so that y'all can see him, right? So we're gonna copy that, and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna ask God to give it to us. God, show us what this entity look like. And because Google is God, we're gonna be able to see images of this entity. Look at this wicked bastard. Mind you, folks, all of those people that came in over from the Ukraines that's linked up with Biden, that Biden done gave all or he think he done gave your reparations money to the Ukraines and let 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 come over here. They no different than this dude that you see on the screen here. They enemy combatants to you, by the way. If you didn't know that, if you didn't look at it like that. This man talking about he's a pastor. You should have all Africans running out of all so-called churches. Period. And I'm glad our people have finally woken up to the fact that we are not a religious people, but we're a spiritual people, and we govern by LSC because we are LSC according to the Father giving us LSC, and we are Mashiach because he gave us Mashiach. We are Ruach, we spirit-filled people. He gave us this Ruach. The Father then gave us everything we need. I don't need to go to nobody else. If there's something that I need to build, guess who I need to build with? I need to build with my sister, unorthodox daughter of Zion. I need to build with my sister, Linda Siggers Bay, my sister, Notorious Hebrew, my brother. Oh boy, we got some crazy stuff going on. Hold on, fam. Block this user. Get up out of here. See what the heathen do? You get going, you get moving, and they don't like the fact that we talking about our people and we the book, and that makes them angry. That makes them turn bright red. You turn looking like a lobster. You've been sitting in the sun. You a lobster that climbed out the ocean, sitting in the sun, and you done baked into a bright red color. Or some Negro or probably some Asian gonna scoop you up and eat you. That's right. Afghan and Ukraine's got paid, still getting paid. He's still chipping them off. Still, to this moment. Still breaking them off. Here you go, Ukraine. But really though, here's the punchline to that though. A lot of that money ain't going to where they saying it's going. Somebody pockets is getting huge and they ain't got to do nothing for it. They just said, hey, we over here. Let's say this. I bet the president of the Ukraine, and I know I'm not lying on it, that's why I feel comfortable with saying it. I bet the president of Ukraine is a billionaire right now. What y'all say to that?
Yep.
That man rich beyond his own dream.
He's rolling.
Go ahead.
Rolling.
That's right. Yeah, the heathen boss trying to come in, try to come in and get some. And see, locks of Judah. Check this out. Those people, with the help of entities, Rothschilds have 5 sons. He sent his 5 sons and they got busy. They had a plan, they executed the plan, right? Now, you mean to tell me that I can't get with 5 Israelites that know that they Israel and rock out and do the same thing? That's the kind of mindset I got. I could get 5 Israelites and we can go get busy and take over something. That's what I believe right now. Why? Because I believe in the book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy is Mashiach. The book of Acts is Mashiach. The book of Psalms is Mashiach. What did Mashiach tell you? He said the book was about him. Brother Yash brought it earlier. He brought Deuteronomy 30. He said you should be crying out what? The blessings, 28, 1 through 14, and the curses, 28, 15 through 68. Y'all should know them by heart. Why? So you should be crying out to him. You mean to tell me I can't get 11 Israelites that know that they Israel? 7 of them that know that they Israel? 10 of them that know that they Israel? And we set out to take over something? You mean to tell me who gonna stop us from taking it over?
And with that said, back to what that African dude said. He was talking about how we couldn't do this, and he said, sure, there was some. He minimized the work that the U.S. government had in preventing our progress when they literally bombed their own citizens or bombed our people in order to stop us. They went to extreme. You know, it was the United States government, Ronald Wicked Reagan, whom put crack in our neighborhoods. We're talking about extreme gangs. What the dude called it? Government assisted group. No, government assisted neighborhood groups. Gangs. That's how they were formed. Government assisted neighborhood groups.
Yeah.
Guy from Chicago. Come on.
What do you think they was in Vietnam for? The poppy fields. Had his brothers over there thinking that we're kind of
Afghanistan
finally
too.
evolved because they
Say
let
again.
us.
Afghanistan too.
Both of y'all keep talking. Sorry for interrupting. I got fired up because I was getting ready to say Afghanistan. Go ahead and continue to speak, Raphael. My bad.
Yeah, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Korea. And it's funny too because it always seems it's always a coincidence that Europe decides that they want some nations' resources. They want to just come in and set up shop, like with the opium wars in China. A lot of people don't realize that China's main beef with Europe, especially Great Britain, is that they wanted to sell China opium because of the
Yes.
Shipping company that was going through there. And China's like, no, this stuff is killing our people. You guys, you can't sell opium in China no more. We
Rothschild
just said, oh, you
financed that.
can't, or we can't, or we're going to see about that. The only way to get Britain out of China was the Communist Party. Same thing with North Korea, especially Vietnam. The only thing that got America out of Vietnam to get all that poppy seed was Russia. Was like, you know what? You got something against capitalism called communism. Not that it's better, but it's the opposite of it. It's something that can match it. Another communist country is created, Vietnam. So when you go back and you actually see these communist countries and their evolution and their springing up, so to speak, the West is hand in hand with their aggression. So they've been sowing these seeds all over the world. And I didn't know how much of it was to get drugs in here to dumb up people, to divide people.
Yes.
and just to show wickedness because that's just what's in them. It's too much.
Mm.
Too much for them. What they're gonna get. We've gotten through it. It was too much, but we surviving.
Amen.
If they got, oh, it's gonna be too much for them.
Mm-mm-mm.
You look at this comment, the chat. I've been putting y'all comments in because y'all been blazing. Y'all been blazing as usual. All praise to the Father for the family in the chat. Y'all not playing. And I say this about y'all all the time. Nobody know the book like the Israelites. When I say Israelites, I'm not talking about the 1948s. I'm not talking about the people who created a nation, wasn't with a strong hand, or with a mighty hand and a strong arm, or I'm messing it up. With Fury poured out, wasn't them people. It was the Rothschilds that did the Balfour Declaration. I'm talking about the people of the book, the people we serve, the people that fulfill all the prophecies even to this moment. Y'all been blazing. Y'all been straight blazing there. I'll tell you, this is to me, y'all. This is one of the hardest times y'all came in the chat. I must say this. Look at this comment right here. Vietnam equals Harriet. Afghanistan heroin. Nicaragua cochise. Colombia cocaine. Mexico China fentanyl. Mexico crystal meth. Mexico run the routes of cocaine to the Americas.
Mm-hmm.
They say all is Confederate, and that's to your destruction, your demise. Yeah, to answer my question that I asked earlier, if I get together 10 Israelites and we set out a plan to take over something this day, according to what the Father has said to us, and this is why I'm not mad or I'm not jealous of anybody's culture anymore, is because I can look at the book and I can see my culture. I can look at the book and see my family, my ancestors. I can look and see where we've been and where we're going. What religion can tell you that about the Israelites and about our people? What book can answer the questions about where our people are and where they're going?
Right.
You talk
There's
about
only one good book.
Pan-Africanism. You talk about Pan-Africanism. You talk about all these other religions. Okay, that's fine. But who can tell me what happened to us and where we going?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Yeah, and even if they could, they don't want to say it right now. Because they've been coming up for years. These things, global warming and all these other things, they've been coming up with these answers for years for when it's going to finally kick off. What answer are they going to have? Because the scriptures, our book tells us that they ain't going to repent. They ain't trying. They don't want to.
Okay, so then why are you trying to save them then, Josh?
I ain't trying to save them.
Why are you trying to pray for them?
Only reason why I'm trying to say, I'm praying because I need some I'm gonna need some slaves, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have
Okay,
so much cattle and
there
so
you
much
go.
gold.
We about
I'm
to
gonna
shut
need me
down.
some servants. I'm
Look
gonna
at
need
this
some
guy
slaves.
right here. Look at
Somebody
this
Y'all gotta
got
guy.
forgive
somebody
me.
got to survive. Somebody got to.
Oh, you too
Good
cool.
answer.
You too cool. Okay, so check this out. We done went 20 minutes over. Y'all know I got to jump on the good slave, work for somebody else
Me
tomorrow.
too.
But what I am going to say is this. I'm going to give you two brothers the last word. And what I am going to say is everybody in the chat, I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all was bringing that fire like y'all always do. And that's why I put your comments up, because nobody know the book and nobody can talk this talk about what you talking about when it comes to the Father, the Son, and the Ruach throughout the whole earth. I'm gonna let you brothers say the last words, and then we gonna close out.
Okay, you want to go first, Brother Ralph, or you want me to go?
Brother Ralph, you go first. Yash, you close out. You can take us home.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. Oh man, yeah, today was good. It was good. Um, all it does is what we're looking at now. You know, see, I'm the oldest out of seven. I had five younger sisters, so I didn't experience this. You know the kid that had that big brother that was down to smash anybody who messed with him. Big brother
Yeah.
pick on him. Yeah, but let someone else come. You be a bunch of fourth graders. Here come a high schooler, laying everybody out. And what we have now, Israel, is our Most High, our Father, He's also become our big brother. And everything that happened to us, Big Brother was watching from across the street. So now that time that he's on the yard, you see everything that's happening to them, they done to us. The forced drugs is happening to them. The separation from our men and women is happening to them. The pitting is against us with the hip hop culture of the '90s, the East Coast, West Coast, the big rappers and everything. Now their big rappers is going against it, and it's happening to them. The diseases that came to us, been sticking to us since our slave, since the transatlantic, is happening to them. So I'm getting that fourth quarter kind of feel,
Amen.
and it's great because just seeing what we've gone through, seeing the mentality of not just our oppressors here, but everybody who comes in just picks it right up. No one's coming looking at Israel and like, what's up with these people? What's up them? This is not right. This is not fair. No, they're coming in, they're jumping on our backs.
Amen.
You got the guy. It's easy to jump in when he's already getting stomped out by 4 or 5 people. It's nothing for you to come in and get a couple licks in yourself. But I'm grateful to be alive now. As the scripture says, those would have given anything to be in our shoes right now.
Yes.
They dreamed of this day right here. So when you think of the frustration, and something's going on that they've got control, the slave, we still got the slave market to get up and do tomorrow. Just know that our ancestors dreamed of this day. And we're here. So we got to keep praying. We got to keep fighting the flesh. It's tough. But he's given us the strength. He's given us direction. He's given us each other. I think that's one of the most
Amen.
important things. He's given
Amen.
us each other.
Amen.
So say that.
Yeah. So I just want to encourage, all of Israel to just sit back, rest in peace, rest in the knowledge that we know what's coming, and watch the recompense come. Because it's our time. And it's not our time because of anything we've done. It's our time because the Most High told Abraham, our father, this is how long it's going to last. And then it's going to be it. Because he doesn't change. He hasn't. Only thing he's done for is made it easier with Yahushua. That's the only thing
Amen.
he's done. And he's been true to us, and he's held us to the standard that he held all of our ancestors. So, I'm encouraged. I had, some things going on this week, some personal stuff, but because I was looking too much at myself. I was listening to opposite man. You got to stay away from opposite man. Most High says, keep your eyes on him. Opposite man, keep your eye on yourself. Most High said, keep your eye on his kingdom. Opposite man said, keep your own riches. Stay away from opposite man and his whispering. And, I'm just glad to be here, Israel, and talk to y'all brothers and stuff. This is great. I needed this. And just shalom, everybody. Just peace and blessings. That's, heck, you can't get any better than that. Peace and blessings.
Amen.
Peace and blessings, bro. Amen, amen, amen. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for jumping in. And you're welcome to jump on anytime you want to, as well as all the other family in the chat. Brother Yash, go ahead and close us out, bro.
Actually, I don't want to close us out. Brother Raphael, Joseph, you closed us out tonight. Brother Cleo, you blessed us tonight. I'm not speaking only for myself. I think I can speak for the whole family that we missed you. But I want to just say that even though we did miss you, that time that you was away, spending with the Most High or whatever, was still well spent time and much needed, because you came back and when today, and when I seen you when I seen you up there and I seen, the email, I was excited. And you know what? I'm my expectations were not only met, and I think I'm gonna speak this for even the whole chat. Our expectations were succeeded, exceeded tonight by this kingdom conversation. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother Raphael. I appreciate brother E, brother Banya, brother Kadar, and all the Soap family. And I appreciate more than anything you, family, in the chat. Because without you, hey, I don't think we have anything to talk about. We love you all. We love the Lord. And it's B1.
Yes,
We
sir.
we we all we got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
What we
sir.
got? Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah. All praise to the Father. Thank you for those kind words. Lift up the Father and give him all the praise, because if it wasn't for him, your brother Cleo would have been knocked out the box a long time ago. Father, thank you and praise your name. Peace and blessings to the folks in the chat. Thanks for the brothers on the panel. And this has been another Salt of the Earth production.
It's like live.
Y'all still need to get saved.
Yeah. Hey, I forgot to mention Brother Hal, but let's not forget him too. Amen.